Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports here on this beautiful Monday night. Getting ready to watch Monday Night Football here where the San Francisco 49ers of Santa Clara take on the Indianapolis Colts wearing their Indiana Knights uniform. Black helmet, blue jersey. I think it's blue pants too. I think it's all blue except for the helmet, which is black. It's like, it's cool. It's cool. It's a cool uniform. I'll give him credit. I'll give him a pass. Give him a pass. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports on this beautiful Monday night. If you want to help us out here at all, please hit that like button. Helps us out tremendously. We think. I have no idea. Obviously, if you hit that share button, that's a huge help to us. Let the world know that we exist. That's fantastic. And that helps the channel out as well. And, of course, if you have not done so yet, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and being hopefully monetized here on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. In the chat, we've got Lloyd, who wanted it to be known he was first today, and indeed he was. So there, welcome, Lloyd. Great to see you. Make sure you switch live chat on and not top chat to make sure that you see everybody's messages. They're in the chat today. ELS, our boy, in the chat as well. Great to see you, ELS. Thank you for joining us here. Says we have some news to talk about. Cough, cough. Kansas City getting a new stadium. Yes, they are. The Kansas City Chiefs are moving from Kansas City to Kansas City. So that's going to be a big move for them. Apparently, it's 3 miles. About a 3-mile jump over the Missouri River and the border, moving from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas, where they're going to build a brand new, it's going to be a stadium and a entertainment district, like they do with all the stadiums now. Going to be a total investment of about $4 billion of what's going to happen over there. So, again, they're not really, people are like, oh, my God, this is terrible. This is what they're spitting in the face of all their. It's like they're literally, it's the same city. It's the Kansas City metropolitan area. There's Kansas City, Missouri, and there's Kansas City, Kansas, and it's only separated by a goddamn river. It's the same goddamn place. So they're fine. They're fine. I don't like the dome. I don't like the dome with Lloyd. Lloyd in the chat says indoor ruins it though. Yeah, I'm not big on the dome, but they're gonna want a Super Bowl and they're gonna want other stuff, and they'll have one Super Bowl there because it'll be, the NFL's not gonna be like, we're gonna have a Super Bowl in Kansas. I think they'll get plenty of Final Fours. Don't get me wrong. I think they'll get Final Fours up the ass. Obviously, it'll be concerts and stuff like that, which they would love to do out there in the wintertime anyway, during that. But again, I hate seeing football being sterilized. And I think that's what it is. We're seeing football sterilized and made all homogenous, and everything is the same and everywhere else. Like there's no home field advantage. There's no, this place has the Kentucky bluegrass on it, and this place has the Bermuda grass, and this place has long cut grass, and this place has short cut grass, and this place has that, or this is windy and cold outside, or this gets humid and muggy in September and October, or you don't have any of that. You don't have any of that distinct home field advantage, and fans don't like it. Well, fans got to stop being pussies. I love sitting in the stands in a cold weather game, watching the game. Like that's the whole point of the experience of going. So I don't understand. ELS, yeah. There's Kansas City, Missouri, and then there's Kansas City, Kansas. There's two cities. It's the same metropolitan area, and because they're in two different states, they are technically two different cities. But it's honestly as if somebody took one city, split it in two, and one half is in Missouri and the other half is in Kansas. That is literally Kansas City. It literally straddles the border of Missouri and Kansas. So they are literally moving to Kansas City, Kansas. That is the city that they will play in. They currently play in Kansas City, Missouri at Arrowhead Stadium. This new stadium will be located in Kansas City, Kansas. And I think they're building a new their practice facility, their headquarters is going to be in some place called like Odedia or something. It's like just outside of where Kansas City is. They're in the state of Kansas. So that's where their practice facility and their headquarters and stuff like is going to be. But the stadium is going to be in Kansas City. So that's why I was confused in the Discord too because Jimbo asked the question too. He's like, are they going to change their name to the Kansas Chiefs or are they keeping Kansas City? Well, they're playing in Kansas City. That part has not changed. If the entire long ass name was Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs, then they'd have to change it to the Kansas City, Kansas Chiefs. But it's not. They're Kansas City. It's Kansas City. It's been one thing bugging me seeing on Twitter and today through social media is that people are just, oh my God, this is terrible. This is what a terrible thing is. I can't believe they're moving them. How dare you do this? It's like they're building a new stadium, and they asked Missouri to help build some of the infrastructure like the roads and shit like that. Missouri dragged their feet, kind of the same that's happening to the Bears with Illinois. But unlike Chicago, where Chicago is looking to move about 35, 40 miles away from Chicago to northwest Indiana, this is just literally about 3 miles away, where they're going to move from where Arrowhead is 3 miles away to Kansas City, Kansas. So that's what's going on there. So we've had some of that. DK Metcalf has been suspended 2 games for punching a fan. He's going to appeal that. Of course, he's trying to say that fan had said some horrific shit or things like that. None of the fans around the area have come out to say or corroborate any of that yet, so we don't know if any of that is true. Even if it is, you got to know better as a professional athlete. You got to keep your hands to yourself always and forever. It really doesn't matter. And so he'll, of course, appeal it, but that's probably not going to be upheld. So Steelers do not have DK Metcalf for the rest of the season, as he's been suspended for the last 2 games. Paul Wilson in the chat, a resident Colts fan. Great to see you, Paul. By the way, as I eat a banana here, I'm going to get the potassium in before the start of the game. You know how it goes. Paul in the chat says, I will drop in every now and then, but I'm locked in watching this game. Have a great stream. Thank you so much, Paul. We definitely will. And I certainly hope that you have a fun time watching the game. I did hear that somebody said that he said his government name, as they say. I also heard DK said that he called his mother a C word, and that he said he called him a name that you should never be calling a black man in America. So I have no idea. At this point, it's a he said thing. And like I said, we haven't heard anything else from the fans around there, anybody else that was in the area that heard anything as far as something untoward being said. But as I said before, even if it was, like, if that was just some dude in a bar and said that, yeah, you haul off and swing on him. Absolutely. If you're a professional athlete on the field, why are you that close to the goddamn wall? Get away from the fans. DK Metcalf should have never been that close to the fans anywhere. That's all. I mean, that's just, I think fans have heard. I think players and fans and general public at large has heard a lot worse things in Philadelphia and Boston. So I don't know. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. So we've had a lot of stuff happen today. The Chiefs are moving from Kansas City and moving to Kansas City, and DK Metcalf suspended 2 games for assaulting a fan in the stands. And how long until the Steelers go ahead and sign Alan Lazard? When's that happening? By the way, Colts are going to get the ball first here, as it appears San Francisco has won the toss, and they have elected to defer. Eddie Pinedo getting ready to kick the ball off here on Monday night at Lucas Oil Stadium, and we are officially underway. This is going to be gotten about the 3. Return to the 20, to the 25, to the 29-yard line. 28, I think they're officially saying 28-yard line. And that is where Phillip Rivers will take the field. Old Grandpa Phillip. ELS letting us know here that the Denver Broncos are going to wear their whiteout jerseys for their Christmas Day game. I imagine, I think don't the Vikings have a whiteout jersey too? They're probably going to wear that as well. Like, it's just, those Christmas Day games. I kind of don't feel bad about missing those games. Whoa, first play from scrimmage. Phillip Rivers throws. Incomplete. Does not get the flag. They were looking for a flag there, and it did not come out. No late flag. Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. down the field was Rivers. There's a couple of retractable roof runs that makes it. Arizona's got it, obviously. Like you said, Dallas, AT&T Stadium's got retractable roof. Indianapolis has retractable roof. Things like that. I'm not even so much of a fan of that because they're always like, oh, we're going to leave it open and have the weather there, and then they never do. Oh, we got a false start already. First flag of the game. On 2nd and 10. It's going to make it 2nd and 15. Oh, we got Torbert this game? Jesus. Let me see. I'm going to check. I want to check out some of these too, because I got it in here with my sportslogos.net people. And let's see if we can't find out who's going to be wearing what on Christmas. Jonathan Taylor, he's going to bounce off the line, gets that down to about the 30. So it's going to be 3rd and roughly 8. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 is going to be the official call. Let's see. Oh, Washington's going to wear their Super Bowl uniforms against Dallas this week. That's nice. Detroit's wearing their blue helmet and black uniform alternates against the Vikings wearing their all whites. We've got an injured Colt on the field. That's going to be their center. Bortolini has been, or he's still on the turf there in Lucas Oil. So, yeah, the Vikings are wearing their all-white uniforms. The Broncos are going to wear their all-white uniforms. Anybody else doing any special unis? Let's see. No, not as of yet. Not seeing anybody else. We just might not have information on it yet. Packers wearing their regulars against the Ravens. No idea on the pants yet. Chargers, they're going to be wearing their Dan Humphries era uniforms throwbackish, faux-backs, if you will. Niners are going to wear their throwbacks as well against the Bears. Rams are wearing their bone unis. Falcons are going to be wearing their red helmet throwbacks there. That's going to be, the last Monday night game of the year? So there we go. Lloyd in the chat says, to be honest, didn't Chiefs symbolize the whole Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma? Yes, they did. Their original logo when they moved from Dallas, when they were the Dallas Texans, and moved up to Kansas City, they put all of those states around there. Yeah. No, I mean the Arrowhead, the KC Arrowhead logo was always their logo. That was always their helmet logo. But they had a logo of the running Indian chief in front of a map that was like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska. I think Iowa's there too, yeah. ELS in the chat says, King, what's your reaction to Notre Dame versus BYU home and home series for 2026 and 2027? I think USC is a bunch of pussies. I think USC are cowards, and they're terrible, awful people. 3rd and 8 here for Phillip Rivers. He's going to get it out to Taylor out of the backfield, and Taylor's going to run it all the way down to the 49-yard line. First down, Colts. Phillip Rivers calling out commands here, doing a good job. Play clock down to 6, takes the snap. Rivers looks, throws, caught. Downs gets that, and it's going to be another 4 downs, down to the 34-yard line of the 49ers. 17-yard pass. Another 1st down for the Colts. ELS in the chat says, attaboy, Taylor. Rivers are saying kill Pablo for some reason. Poor Pablo. Drop here to Taylor. Taylor's going to get about 3 yards. 2nd and 7 upcoming from the 31. Boyd says, I have a feeling Rivers comes back next season. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd like to see the NFL Hall of Fame waive that rule about the 5-year wait. I really hope they don't reset his clock fully for this. Rivers looks, throws. Oh, that was into double coverage there. Incomplete. Tyler Warren, the intended receiver. Rookie tight end out of Pennsylvania State University. Lloyd in the chat says Brett Favre returning would be legendary. 3rd and 7 from the 31. Rivers got trips to his right. Takes the snap. Empty backfield. We've got flags. Michael Pittman, he catches that, gets it down to about the 17-yard line, but we will wait to see what the flag is. illegal formation. They said one of the offensive linemen was not up on the line of scrimmage. So that negates, what was it, about a 14-yard gain from Pittman. So that knocks it back 5 yards, 3rd and 12. Irish in the chat says, I'd rather see Andrew Luck come back. Yeah, that's a fat chance too. He's doing pretty well out there as Stanford's general manager now. So 3rd and 12. Rivers takes the snap. Got time, throws, caught by Downs, and he's going to get just over the line of scrimmage. I mean, the first down marker, not the line of scrimmage. What the fuck am I talking about? What am I talking about? I'm talking about a first down for the Colts. That was a 13-yard pass on 3rd and 12, and that's a first down for the Colts. Warren gets that catch. Yay, he gets about 3 yards down to the 20-yard line. 2nd and 7. Bortolini, the center for the Colts, being evaluated for a concussion. That's all we know for now. Yeah, Niners jumped. Free play. Throws to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Colts! The flag is for an offsides, but that is a touchdown for the Colts. So on the free play, 20-yard catch by Alec Pierce from Phillip Rivers, and the Colts with an early 6-0 lead here at Lucas Oil Stadium and in Indianapolis. High snap on the extra point, but they get it down. They kick it. It is good. And the Colts lead early here on Monday Night Football, 7-0 over the San Francisco 49ers of Santa Clara. Coming up next, the Niners get the ball first coming up here. Who's that? Wait. What do you mean? Are you saying that Brett Favre has Parkinson's and dementia? Is that what you're saying? When did that happen? I want to see that. Well, yeah, he's got Parkinson's. Look at that. Yeah. He doesn't have dementia. He just has Parkinson's. Yeah, Hall of Famer Brett Favre was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which he publicly revealed in 2024. Oh, that's what I get. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Experiencing symptoms like rigidity, stiffness, and swallowing difficulties, strongly linking it to extensive head trauma from his NFL career. Parkinson's primarily affects movement and speech. And Brett Favre is focusing on managing symptoms and raising awareness. Paul in the chat says, it's so pretty. F yes. Yes, indeed. Our resident Colts fan, Paul Wilson in the chat. Super excited for his Indiana Knights. The Indianapolis Colts already up 7-0 on the San Francisco 49ers. Can they keep up this particular level of play for the whole game, for the full 60? We're going to find out coming up here in just a moment. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, here on Stay Tuned Sports. I'm your boy. I'm your shepherd on this football train of life, of a train that's run by sheep. And on this sheep train, I'm the shepherd of the wolves in sheep clothing. Anyway, if you like anything that you're watching here, please go ahead and hit that like button. Maybe, if you're thinking about it, hit that share button. Let the world know that we exist. That certainly helps us out tremendously. And, of course, if this is your first time here, or if it's just, you could be here this could be the 50th time here, and you just haven't hit that subscribe button yet. Do it right now. Hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and being monetized right here on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. Ooh, that kick is up, and it is going to be caught at around the 8-yard line. Return to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 31-yard line, and that is where the 49ers will take over. Yes, ELS, we are all in live chat. Make sure everybody you are in live chat, and make sure you're not in top chat if you're joining us here in the chat room. Be part of the community. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. To everybody else that's in here, we got Irish. Paul's popping in and out. We've got ELS. We've got Lloyd. We'll see who else pops in here throughout the evening. You could be one of those people that pop in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. That's all we're saying here. So on first down, McCaffrey runs up the middle for about 4 yards there. 2nd down and 6 for the Niners from the 35. I don't know why I had a lisp there for a second. I had a little saliva buildup. We did White People Taco Night earlier this week because Christmas is coming up later on in the week, and we were afraid we were going to miss it. So we did White People Taco Night on Monday instead of Wednesday. Oh, Kittle just climbs the ladder and gets that pass. A little bit of a floater from Purdy. But it doesn't hurt the Colts as Kittle goes up there and grabs that 26-yard pass to Greg Kittle, now all the way down at the Indianapolis 39-yard line. Purdy under center. Play action towards McCaffrey. Now he throws it to McCaffrey. McCaffrey catches that, drives his legs for 6 yards. Down to the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for the San Francisco 49ers of Santa Clara. Irish in the chat says, I'm really hoping for 0 points from Eddie. Is it Eddie Pinheiro? Edward Pinheiro? Panera? As I call him, Panera Bread. We'll see. 2nd and 4. Handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to bust through that hole. And who doesn't love busting through a hole or two? 9-yard run for McCaffrey. Down to the 24 of Indianapolis. As the Indianapolis defense trying to hold San Francisco, limit them to a field goal attempt by Pinheiro, which, of course, would not do very well for Irish, as he's hoping he doesn't score anything. So from the 24-yard line, in shotgun, Purdy hands off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey up the right side. That's going to be a gain of 2 yards to the 22. Yes! That's an early one. We got an early one. 2nd and 8 from the 22-yard line. Hi, Taylor. It's good to see you. Kyle Juszczyk now in the game. Purdy in the backfield. In shotgun. The backfield empties out. Got trips to his left. Takes the snap. Does Purdy. Looks down the field. Looking for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, San Francisco 49ers. 22-yard pass to DeMarcus Robinson. So there we go. A couple of 22s there for you. And the Niners answer right back. Opening drive touchdowns for both the Colts. And now for the 49ers of Santa Clara. Pecan in the chat. He's excited to see Taylor. Aren't we all? But she's got to go away now because the 22s are gone. Extra point is up, and it is good. 7-7 here with 7:14 remaining in the first quarter between the Niners and the Colts. Phillip Rivers and the Colts getting the ball up next. Woo! Good. I hope, listen, this has been a great week for NFL primetime games. So hopefully this one closes it out. It's looking good so far. Thank you all so very much, everybody, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Like I said, my name is King, hanging out here, and I will be leading all of you as your shepherd of this fine herd of sharks through this Monday Night Football game. We're here. Well, hey, listen, it's Christmas week, ladies and gentlemen. I hope certainly that you've done all the shopping that you can do. See, here's the one thing about me being a absolutely broken, poor individual who only has 17 cents in his Chime bank account because of my extensive loser state of being, is that I am saved from having to do any of the Christmas shopping. I don't have to do that, which is a fantastic and wonderful thing. Of just not dealing with the Christmas crowds and not dealing with people and obnoxious animals out there and people trying to rip shit off shelves and, you know, all that kind of shit, you know, the Black Friday sales and all the other stuff. Like, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to do that. Being a poor, nearly homeless person, don't have to worry about it. That's fantastic. I know some of you might say, yeah, but now we don't get, you know, but you don't get any gifts. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I don't like getting gifts. I think I've mentioned this before in the stream. Like, I'm not big on my birthday. I'm not big on Christmas. Whenever it's like gifts and people give you stuff, and it's like, it's okay. Don't worry about that. And part of it's probably because of the fact that I can't afford anything, so I can't give other people things. So I feel like I don't deserve gifts, and I don't. I mean, let's be honest. But it's also kind of a little liberating in the fact of just like I don't have to do that. You know, I can. You know, if I talk to you. If we're still friends and buddies, then you know I love you, and you know that's where the true heart of the holiday season is. It's not in the monetary, it's not in the trinkets. Of course, it's in the true spirit, in the heart, and the love that you spread during these Christmas times. And you know, you just gotta make sure that you have Christmas in your heart, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ever forget, Christmas. It doesn't come from a store. Sometimes Christmas means a little bit more. Irish in the chat says, I spent too much on Christmas, but I don't go shopping. I order everything online. Most people do anyway. Oh, no! Oh, no! Is there a fumble? Oh, no! Fumble on the kickoff by Abdullah. Fumbled and recovered by Tongas. Tongas? What? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that is out. That is out. That's a disaster class for the Colts. Our boy Paul can't be happy right now with his boys in the blue and the black uniforms tonight that the Colts are wearing. He cannot be happy about this. Kittle with a 12-yard reception on first down. Gets it to the 14-yard line. Lloyd in the chat rooting for the 49ers. I don't know why. Why are you rooting for the 49ers? Does that hurt? Doesn't that hurt the Lions, or does that somehow help the Lions? I don't know. McCaffrey on a run off of the left side. That's going to be good for about 5 yards. Down to the 9-yard line. 2nd and 5. Irish says it's pronounced Tungus. Okay. Because I look at it, the first thing I want to say is tongues. I want to go tongues. But it's Tungus. Okay. Hand off to McCaffrey, left side again. He's going to get close to the first down. They're going to mark it as a first down. 1st and goal from the 3-yard line from where they're marking it. Lloyd says, my brother and I grew up playing them on Madden, specifically Madden 08. So here we go. 1st and goal for the Niners from the 3 after the Colts fumbled on the kickoff. 1-yard run here for Brian Robinson. Gets it down to the 2, 2nd and goal. Under 5 minutes here in the first quarter. Clock is ticking. Second and goal. We got whistles. And the Niners are going to take a timeout here. Interesting. Guess they didn't see something they didn't like or something of that nature. So Niners take a timeout. 4:34 remaining here in the first quarter. 2nd and goal upcoming for the Niners after Abdullah on the kickoff return for the Indianapolis Colts fumbled the ball away. Recovered by the 49ers at the Colts' 26-yard line. And now the Niners have driven all the way down to the 2. Looking to punch this ball in here and take a 14-7 lead on Indianapolis. 4:37, 2nd and goal from the 2. Purdy in shotgun. McCaffrey in the backfield with him. Purdy takes the snap, steps back to throw. Caught! Touchdown! 49ers, Christian McCaffrey. And the Niners take a 13-7 lead pending the extra point. Snap, hold, kick up, good. 14-7, the 49ers. In a blink of an eye on a kickoff fumble by the Colts. Put another touchdown on the board. Irish, I hate to tell you, Pinheiro made the extra point. It is good. See, all y'all don't have any idea. I remember playing Madden 94 and Madden 95, and I remember when you had to put in the code. You could put in a secret. You had to put, the special code on the ABACC. Kind of like the Mortal Kombat blood code. You had to put in the code. So that you could play as the yet-to-be actually play a game, Carolina Panthers and Jacksonville Jaguars. and it was so early in it that the Jaguars still had their in the game, the graphics for the team, the helmet that was on the graphic was the original Jaguar helmet, which is the one they got sued for, and they had to change it because the Jaguar car company said it's too close to our logo. You can't use it. I think those would look cool. I'd love to see if the Jaguars could somehow work out a deal with Jaguar now that they've gone all weird with their branding, and see if they can like bring those back or something that is inspired by those particular uniforms. Bring those back and have those be a like an alternate uniform, like a third uniform. I'd love to see that because those helmets, and I think that original look that they were going to have was going to be pretty cool. Let me see if I can find a picture of that helmet. Now the kickoff for the Colts returned up to about the 35, 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Colts. And let's see if they can go ahead and get back on track here. I love that helmet. I'm just pointing. I posted an image link in there just so you guys can see what I was talking about. I'd love to see that be the Jaguars' like third jersey, like a third like an alternate uniform. I think that'd look great. Rivers throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by Downs, and he's down at about the 42, 8-yard pass there from Rivers to Downs. 2nd and 2 from the 42. Oh, interesting. Here's a nice little stat. Apparently, that was the first career free play touchdown that Phillip Rivers ever had. One where there was a penalty on the defense, and so he could have just thrown the ball, done anything. That was the first time he ever scored a touchdown on one of those plays. Pretty neat handoff here to Taylor. That's going to be good for 5 yards and a 1st down at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 Colts. Irish says, now I need 2 missed field goals. That's not going to happen. First and 10, looking for Downs, incomplete, no flag. They were all over him. No flag, 2nd and 10 from the 47. Rivers in shotgun here. Play action to Taylor. Steps back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught by Ogletree, the tight end. What a great name. Should be playing minor league hockey with that kind of name. That's an 11-yard pass and a 1st down. Gets it down to the Niners' 42-yard line. First and 10. Rivers throws. That was either an overthrow or an underthrow or a miscommunication. Either way, incomplete pass. Second and 10. Coming up here. For Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. As we're hanging out here talking about various alternate uniforms that we like, talking about what things would we do, talking about Madden, old school Madden, talking about really anything that's going on here, and especially talking about football, because this is what this is all about. Monday Night Football. Colts trailing the 49ers 14-7. Rivers takes the snap here on second and 10. Throws over the middle. That's going to be caught down at the 25-yard line. First down, Colts. Alec Pierce. I'm sorry. I put an X where there was a C. Alec Pierce with the reception. Gain of 17 yards and a first down. Now, first and 10, Rivers. Going to be a bit of a sweep here, and Downs is going to get tripped up. Only a gain of 3. Could have gotten a little bit more, but got tripped up there by Upton Stout. Made a real good play there to save what could have been a larger gain. Could have, you see, I don't know if he would have gotten a touchdown, but I think he would have gotten a hell of a lot more. So now it's second and 7 from the 22 of the Niners. Rivers throws. That's going to be caught by Downs, and Downs is going to have the first down and more down to the 9-yard line. First and goal. Indianapolis Colts. Irish in the chat says Texas Battle Red uniforms are so nice. I love the candy apple helmets. I must disagree with you on that one. The all red blood clot uniforms with the Satan helmets. And I'm usually a big Satan guy, but no, that's a no from me, dog. That's a no from me. First and goal. They're going to mark him at the 10 for the first and goal. Jonathan Taylor bouncing around like a pinball gets down to the 5. That's a 5-yard gain, but we have a flag down. Holding on the Colts. They're going to call Dalton Tucker. And so that's going to knock it back to first and goal from the 20. Irish says, you are the only one who disagrees. I'm not. There's plenty of people who are not Houston Texans fans who absolutely agree that those uniforms are not great. Can't read the numbers. The monocolor look is fucking terrible. The weird Satan helmet is weird. It's all that. It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff wrong with those uniforms. Trust me. I am not the only person who disagrees. They're Irish, and this is. I'm not trying to start a fight. I'm just saying. But I'll be honest. I didn't like any of the Texans. Their redone uniforms. They could have done a lot better, and they didn't. And it was just really kind of missed opportunity. And in fact, they went backwards. I understand some people thought that it was time for them to kind of update the look, and maybe that was the case too. But the number font is bad. The mismatching home and road uniforms are bad. The red alternates are bad. It's just not good. And it's a shame because the Texans logo is one of the best logos in the league, if not it's up there as one of the best logos in sports. I personally believe. I love the Texans logo. That bullhead, the bullhead Texas flag logo is a great logo. Love it. But their current uniform branding from their regular home and roads to their alternates to the H-Town uniforms that they have too, which those are garbage as well. Yeah, not great. Not great. So I'm hoping again once we get to that. What I think this is the second or third year of I think it's the second year of the new Texans stuff. So we've got this is 1, 2, so we got 3 more seasons before they can go ahead and change it. And I certainly hope that that's something that happens in 3 years' time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in 3 years. We'll all meet back here and we'll discuss and see if the Texans go ahead and get new uniforms, which I certainly hope they do. Because we've already seen some teams, the Titans apparently are getting new uniforms. Thank God. Because when they switched to these uniforms, they may not. That was the biggest downgrade in a uniform I've seen ever. And again, I think they needed to update the number font, but I think that's all they really needed to do with the uniform that they had. And instead, they came with these monstrosities with the super thin numbers and like it was. Oof, oh God, it was so bad. It was so bad. So I'm hoping this next set that they come out with is better. From what people are rumored to be hearing about it, is that it's going to be more along the lines of like a classic Houston Oilers type of look. Which if they go more like a classic football uniform look, I'll be happy with. So 1st and goal, actually from the 18-yard line is where they mark it. Pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. 2nd and goal for the Colts from the 18-yard line. Irish in the chat. Hey, at least we agree on something, Irish. Irish in the chat says, I hate the H-Town uniforms and logo. It's awful. I agree. So at least we have something we agree with. Second and goal from the 18-yard line. Rivers going to hand off here to Jonathan Taylor. He's only going to get a yard, maybe 2, if they're lucky. They're going to mark him down at the 16, so it'll be a gain of about 2 yards. 3rd and goal. That holding penalty really looms large now for these Colts, who are knocking on the door at the 5-yard line before the holding penalty was called. Rivers throws down into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Alec Pierce! And the Colts have answered right back. And Phillip Rivers has his 2nd passing touchdown of the night. There's a flag on the play, pass interference on the 49ers. That play has obviously been declined. So extra point is up, and it is good. And the Colts, ladies and gentlemen, have now tied up the 49ers after they had a terrible fumble after the Niners scored their first touchdown, set the Niners up to take the 14-7 lead. Now the Colts go right back down the field, and they score and tie it up now 14-14 here. 14-15 remaining in the second quarter. I want to see if there's any if there has been any more movement on what exactly is the rumors and innuendo for these particular uniforms here, or that we're rumored to be having here. So let's take a look here. Over to the old Chris Creamer sports boards here. and see if we've got anything new to talk about here. Irish in the chat says, if I had my way, we would have orange and blue uniforms, but I can understand our color scheme, so if I had to keep these colors, then I would pick the battle red uniforms. Oh, I don't know. I mean, well, it's a choice. It's a choice. Are we still doing? I'm trying to find any news, and I'm not finding anything like that. I guess I'm just getting people arguing about particular color combinations. So, I mean, it's a sports logo board. It's what happens on there. Damn. Irish says they on those battle red uniforms, you need either a white key line around the numbers, or you just need to make the numbers white and then have the outline the navy. Niners return that ball up to the 30, 31 about, and that's where they'll take over first and 10, 14:07 remaining in the second quarter. See, Lloyd, I would take the horns off and I would put the bull on there. I'd have the bull logo. Now, if you want to, you could do the bull logo, the Old Navy bull logo on that as the alternate. Like, fine, but having the Satan horns on there is just it. I don't know. Like, it looks like if somebody was trying to make the New Jersey Devils into a football team. That's what it looks like. Which is fine if they're the Devils, but. But even then, I would want I just don't like I don't like monocolor jerseys or uniform sets. Like, I don't like it when it's just all purple or all red. Like when the Vikings wear, they're all purple. Like I mentioned on here, they look like somebody wore a cock ring too long and their penis turned purple. That's what it looks like. Not that I have experience with that. I don't like it when, like, look at what the Vikings and the Broncos this week are going to wear. They're all whites, white helmet, white shirt, white pants, white socks, white shoes, white. Like it's like, okay, no, too much, stop it. Irish says the Lions have my favorite uniform. I like the Lions uniforms if they got rid of the blueberry uniform that they wear with the just the blue pants with no stripe, blue jersey. Ugh. You have the silver pants with the stripe on it. Wear that. That is the one pair of pants they don't wear at all. And I don't understand it. It's the only pair of pants they have that looks good. They have the white with no stripe on it, which looks like shit. They have the blue with no stripe on it, which looks like shit. No matter what uniform they wear. The one pair of pants that they have on that uniform set that looks good, they never fucking wear. So, in my mind, they deserve to be out of the playoffs. That's the one time where I think it works out, Irish, is like the Bengals, the Snow Tiger uniform. There are exceptions to rules with everything. Like I said, there are times where the all-black uniform rule, sometimes it's like, yeah, okay, but it works, In that case, like the Bengals Snow Tiger one, their Siberian Tiger uniform, that works. So it's really is an exception to that rule. And every now and then you find the exception. Christian McCaffrey on 1st and 10. He's going to get about a 12-yard gain. Just moving those legs is Christian McCaffrey. And he pushes his way down to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, 49ers. Lloyd says they need to return to that. I don't disagree. Again, I don't mind the line, the black uniforms because it has a stripe on the pants too. I'm a big fan of the stripes on the pants. Oh, incomplete. Intended for Juwan Jennings, drops the pass, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Niners. I like that Lions, like the anodized blue helmet with the black lion on it, and then the black jersey and black. I think that looks cool. To be fair, I think if they did blue pants with the stripe down the sides on the pants, with the black jersey and the blue helmet, I think that would look fucking sick. I think that would look great. Purdy throws. That's going to be caught. Kendrick Bourne. Oh, my God, it's Jason Bourne. That's going to be caught for a gain of 12. 2 12-yard pass or gains back-to-back here. One a run by McCaffrey, one a pass by Bourne. And that's going to get it down to the – oh, got a lot of burps today. To the Indianapolis 45. We got whistles before the snap of the ball here. Oh, Steichen threw a challenge flag. Oh, did that move? Oh, yeah, that's not a catch. I don't think that's a catch. So there we go. Colts are going to throw the challenge flag there. I think that's on the ground. I don't think it survives the process of the catch. I think that's going to be called back. Lloyd in the chat says they need to get rid of the gray alts for the Lions. I have a bad feeling that those rivalry uniforms they're going to wear next year are going to be like an all silver trash bag look like they had. Those were not great. Those trash bag uniforms they had were not great. I'm just trying to find any information. All we have is still what ELS gave us a while ago, and that's kind of everywhere here, even on the UniWatch forum here, and on the Chris Creamer logo boards, and all the various places that I go to check on my logo and uniform news. Receiver did not complete all the elements of the catch. So that is incomplete. The challenge works. No timeout taken away from the Colts. So that's going to make it 3rd and 10. Yeah, ELS disappears from the chat now. I don't know why. I don't know if he's upset with me, if he's upset with you in here. I don't know. But here we go. 3rd and 10. This is from the 43-yard line, San Francisco's own 43-yard line. Waiting for them to set the... Like, what are we doing here? Now they're going to move the ball for a hash mark because nobody knows where the hell the ball's supposed to be. Jesus. Oh. So 3rd and 10. Purdy, he's got trips to his right. Empty backfield. He's going to pull it down. He's going to run it himself. And he's going to get real close. And he's going to be just short by about half a yard. 4th and 1 for the 49ers. You see, I don't miss that. I'm a Giants fan, and I don't miss that helmet. I'm fine with the... I love the New York. I always liked the NY. I always was a big fan of the NY, even when the Giants still had the Giants helmets. I enjoyed the NY. I wanted the NY. Little tush push here for the Niners. Juszczyk out there pushing up on Purdy's cheeks. Pushing them Purdy cheeks. And he spreads those cheeks for a first down for the 49ers. 1st and 10, San Francisco. After they pushed it in the butt down to the 46-yard line of the Colts. First and 10. Handoff here to Christian McCaffrey. Oh, McCaffrey's going to break it. He's down to the 30. He's down to the 28-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. 1st and 10. There's an 18-yard run there from Christian McCaffrey. Handoff to McCaffrey again, and not nearly as lucky this time. That's only a 1-yard run. 2nd and 9 from the 27 of the Colts. For the 49ers here, 11:23 remaining in the second quarter. Not that particular NY, not the Giants NY. That Giants NY is pretty much theirs. That's not older than is. Oh, you mean just the logo itself? Yeah, that Giants NY logo goes back to. They were using that before it was even on the helmets. The Giants' first helmet logo, I think, was 61 is when they put the NY on there. 60 or 61. Before that, it was just a blue helmet with the red stripe. That was the Giants. Ten-yard pass here from Purdy to Christian McCaffrey down to the Indianapolis 17-yard line. It was a 10-yard gain on 2nd and 9, so that's a first down at the 17. Yes, I know, Lloyd. I know. That's why I said I was always a fan of the NY logo, even back before the Giants readopted it. I was one of the people that was excited when they readopted it in 2000 there. Was it 99, 2000? Yeah. Second and 4 after a 6-yard run there from Brian Robinson. Purdy rolls out to his right, looks, throws in the end zone. That's going to be caught and a touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, 11-yard reception. And the Niners are back on top, 20-14, pending the extra point. And now Irish needs Pinheiro to miss 3 field goals. I don't know if that's going to happen. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 21-14. 9:36 remaining in the second quarter. The 49ers have a touchdown lead on the Indianapolis Colts. Can Phillip Rivers and these Colts answer? We're going to find out here in just a moment. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Whoops. Oh, don't you hate when you do that? Oh, that's what she said. Irish says, I want all teams to go back to the 80s uniforms. Except, see, that's the other thing, too, I got to try to fight, is like to fight that whole nostalgia thing and be like, everything was better and back. That's why I really am fighting against the Giants going back. I think all the Giants need to do is just bring back the gray pants. And the uniform set they have is fine. Bring back the gray pants. Uniform set you have is fine. I don't know why they went to the weird white pants with the giant Northwestern stripe down the sides. I don't know why. I think the ones they had before, the gray pants with the thin red-blue stripe down the side, perfect. I mean, that was a perfect uniform. Why they fucked with that, I don't know. But they need to change back to that. Everybody wants the Giants to go back to their 80s Phil Simms uniforms, and it's like, those are fine, but I don't like the mismatching blue helmet with the jersey color and all that. And I'm sure that that's something they could fix and maybe would if they introduced it new or anything like that. But I don't want to go backwards or that far backwards anyway. I know the Giants wearing the NY logo and having the gray pants is kind of moving backwards. But that's a good backwards, I guess. I'll say that. I think that's what the Giants should do. Just go back to the gray pants and they'd be fine. And for the Buccaneers, my thing, too, is I love the Buccaneers. I love Bucko Bruce, and I love the creamsicles. But I think what the Buccaneers have now is a superior set. Keep Bucko Bruce as the alternate uniform. But what they have now is a very good uniform for the Buccaneers. Keep that. Seattle, I think, needs to, if they just put the current Seahawk logo on a silver helmet, obviously recolor it to the royal blue and green and the Kelly green, and make their, get a modern set of their classic uniforms. That's what they need to do, because that's a much superior set. Broncos need to go to that 70s, 80s, early 90s set there, the Elway set, if you will, because those are much better, nicer looking uniforms. Have to do it. Returned up to the 33-yard line, but we got a flag down. Let's see what this is. Holding on the Colts. That's going to move them back, and so they're going to start on a 15-yard line. 1st and 10. No, I got to disagree. Irish says, I like the, unpopular opinion here, but I like the Chargers' dark blue uniforms more than their powder blue and white helmet. I got to disagree. The white helmet and powder blue is by far the best look. They might have the best uniform set in the NFL, do the Chargers. When they wear the white helmet, the powder blue jersey, and the gold pants, oh my God! That is uniform sex. when the Chargers wear that set. The white, blue, yellow. Oh, my God. Listen to me. I'm getting feral with how goddamn gorgeous. It makes me lusty. That Chargers uniform makes me lusty. I love it. By far, I think that's the best uniform set in the NFL. 2nd and 4 coming up here for Phillip Rivers and the Colts as I try to quell my raging erection for the Chargers uniforms. Rivers is going to get sacked down back at the 18-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 12 now.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
It's an 8-yard loss on the sack. I don't know. Because every now and then we do agree. Like, we agreed that we don't like the H-Town uniforms. There's that. Third and 12. Rivers throws while on the move. It's going to be 4th and about 2 coming up here after a gain of 10 yards. As Rivers gets the ball over to Pittman, but from their own 28-yard line, 2 yards to go on 4th down. This is an easy decision. Colts are going to have to punt the ball away. Boyd says to hide me from any Charger players when they wear that. Dude, I get so happy. Like, if I'm watching the highlights, I see the Chargers game. And the problem is now they rarely wear it. Like, they'll wear the white, blue, white. Or they'll wear they have the blue pants they added to the set now. So they'll wear, white, blue, or white, blue. They wear the whole blue, the powder blue set. And it's like, what is that? I'm tired of that. Stupid ad playing. But yeah, they rarely wear their best looking set. They rarely wear anymore, which I don't like. Lloyd says, I just think the most slept on uniform is the pure black Ravens. If they had a stripe on the pants, maybe. But otherwise, it looks like they're wearing a black unitard. And that's what I hate. That's why I hate the Lions when they wear their blue or white pants, because there's no stripe. It looks like they're wearing a unitard. It looks stupid. It looks amateurish. It looks goofy. I don't like it. And maybe that's just me. Like, I need stripes on the pants, man. I need pant stripes. Because otherwise it looks like you're wearing a unitard and you're getting ready to go to ballet class. That's what it looks like. You get me a piece of cake too, Pepper? Yes, please. I'll have a piece of cake. I'm going to have a piece of cake. I'm excited because I'm going to have a piece of cake. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no. You didn't know if I wanted a piece of cake? Of course I want a piece of cake. First off, that's a piece of pepper jack cake. Of course I want a piece of pepper jack cake. I always want a piece of pepper jack cake. You're not making a ruckus. Trust me, nobody can hear the aluminum foil for the cake. And even if they could, fuck off. It's cake. I don't care. I don't care. It's cake. Let there be noise. I'm going to have some cake. Can I have a cup of milk, too? Irish in the chat says, I like the Browns uniforms and helmet, so nobody should take my opinion on it. No, I like but there's nothing wrong with the Browns uniforms. I like the classic brown uniforms, and I even like it when they wear the orange pants. I do. I find nothing wrong with the Browns. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. I'm with you on that one because it's a good classic football uniform. It's a no fuss. That's the Penn State uniform of the NFL. You know what I mean? I really do like the Browns uniforms. They tried to remember when they changed them a couple years ago, like 10 years ago they changed it, and they had like Cleveland and Browns written down the leg, and it was all that. Whoa! Purdy got hit. Ball went up in the air, and then it got caught. Whoa, Luke Farrell in with the save. That was going to be a fumble, but the tight end was right there. Johnny on the spot. More like Luke on the spot. Thank you, Pepper Jack. Thank you, Pepper Jack. I got cake and milk. I'm excited. ELS is just in the chat screaming, cake! Cake! Purdy, 2nd and 7, throws down the field. He was looking for McCaffrey, incomplete. 3rd and 7. Coming up now for the 49ers. There is the cake. It is delicious cake. There we go, see? Got little star sprinkles on it. You know what I mean? Pretty good. Pretty good little devil's food cake action right there. Not bad. That is not bad. Purdy throws to Kittle. Caught, but there's a flag down. What do we got here? Yeah, I'm more of a pie guy, too. I like pie more than anything else. Illegal hands to the face on the Colts. Penalties declined. 1st down, Niners on that Kittle reception. Oh, we have trivia? Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. I was busy looking at a cake. 1st and 10. Toss to McCaffrey here. That's going to be good for about a 3-yard run there. 2nd and 7 from their own 36-yard line. Oh, question 1 here from ELS is how many NFL Hall of Famers played in Super Bowl I? That's interesting. Sky Moore gets the reception there. 23-yard pass down the field from Purdy. Sky Moore gets it down to the Colts' 41-yard line. Again, for a gain of 23. 1st and 10, 49ers. Let's see. I know Dawson is. Obviously, Starr, Kramer. I'll round it and I'll say 5. I'll say 5. McCaffrey, a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Niners. 4:40 remaining here in the second quarter, and the clock is ticking. Pass down the middle. Kittle goes up and gets it. And now he gets it down to the Indianapolis Colts 22-yard line. That's going to be 1st and 10 after a 17-yard gain for the 49ers. Kittle has been the go-to receiving target here for Purdy. 5 receptions, 78 yards, and a touchdown for Kittle so far in this game. Purdy throws, caught, first down, 49ers. 11-yard pass there to, oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. Actually, it's Kendrick Bourne, but still. You get it. You understand the reference. Pitch back to McCaffrey. On 1st and 10, 5-yard run down to the 6. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Ooh, banana cream pie. That's good stuff. Banana cream pie is good. Like I said, I'm kind of I'm far more like the fruit pie guy, like cherry, blueberry, strawberry, rhubarb, things like that. Like that. That stuff's my jam. 2nd and 5, Purdy throws. That's going to be no gain for McCaffrey. 3rd and 6 coming up, and that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 6 from the Indianapolis Colts 7. Can the 49ers punch it in and take a 2-touchdown lead going into halftime? Or will the Colts hold them to a field goal attempt? We're going to find out on the other side of the 2-minute warning here. Oh, Jesus, 20. Never mind, I was real low. Thank you, by the way, ELS, for waiting for some other people to answer the questions before throwing it up there. I know I asked that the other day, and you did. Thank you so very much. The answer, by the way, 20 Hall of Famers played in Super Bowl I. The Packers had 12. The Kansas City Chiefs had 8. The Packers, they had Herb Adderley, Willie Davis, old man Willie, Forrest Gregg, Paul Hornung, Henry Jordan, Jerry Kramer, I knew Kramer, Vince Lombardi, Ray Nitschke, Dave Robinson, Bart Starr, obviously, Jim Taylor, and Willie Wood. The Kansas City Chiefs had Bobby Bell, Junius Buck Buchanan, Len Dawson, obviously, Lamar Hunt, their owner, clearly, Johnny Robinson, Hank Stram, their wonderful head coach. Got to keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys. And Emmett Thomas. Oh, lemon meringue, dude. Lemon meringue key lime pie is one of my absolute favorites. As a diabetic, I cannot have it. Clearly, I can't really have any of the cakes or pies. Every now and then, I get a little cheat. Get a little cheat meal. I can do a little cheat, you know. But I can't. Oh, I still have Taylor up there. It's not on the 22 anymore. Sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to have the gorgeous blonde pop star up on the screen there longer than she needed to be. That's my fault. I apologize for that. Yeah, lemon meringue. Well, anything. I'm a big citrus guy. So you give me lemon meringue pie, you give me key lime pie, you give me something like that. I'm gonna be one happy goddamn guy. Is there such a thing as orange pie? Because if there was, I would find a way to eat it. Question 2, how many NFL Hall of Famers played in Super Bowl 7? I'm sorry, yeah, 7. That's Super Bowl 7. I don't know. 3rd and 6. Purdy back, looks, throws. Oh! Tried to make the one-handed catch, did George Kittle, and he was unable to do so. 4th and 6 upcoming. And it appears that the Niners will indeed try to have an extra field goal. That's what I mean. Make a key lime pie but with orange, like I wonder if that would be any good. So Eddie Pinheiro here. Snap, hold, kick up, and it is good. And the 49ers now lead 23-14 over the Colts. 151 remaining here in the first half. Colts have all three of their timeouts. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, ELS, that's a very good point. You did say who played, how many Hall of Famers played in, and then you mentioned coaches and owners. They didn't play in it. They were there, but they didn't play in it. So that question is false and irrelevant. And grapefruit, I can't have grapefruit. Being a diabetic and taking the one of the medications I take is one that if you take grapefruit with it, it won't work, or I think it kills you. One of the things. I can't have grapefruit. That's going to be a touchback. So the Colts start at the 35. 151 remaining, I suppose. First and 10 for Phillip Rivers and the Colts. He takes the snap back. Look, deep pass down the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for downs. Could not find him. Question 2. How many Hall of Famers played and coached in Super Bowl 7? That was Super Bowl 7 was Dolphins and Redskins. Three-yard run there for Jonathan Taylor. So 3rd and 7 upcoming now from the 38-yard line. 126, 125 remaining in the second quarter. Niners aren't calling a timeout. Neither are the Colts. Yeah, Irish, but you can have fruit because it's the sugar that's in there. Your body can actually process it better, even as being a diabetic. Incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. That's going to be pass interference on the Niners. Pierce was the intended receiver. I don't know. That's actually a little iffy. Yeah, I on second look, I don't think that's pass interference. I don't think you throw that flag. I don't think you throw that flag. That's a bad call. That's a bad call. Either way, it gives the Colts the ball down at the 27-yard line of the 49ers. Throws, does Rivers down to Downs, and Downs is going to get out of bounds. 14-yard pass down to the Niners' 27-yard line. Crafty says, oh, by the way, Crafty, great to see you. How you doing? Crafty in the chat says the referees threw Rivers a sympathy flag. Stop that. I don't think that's the case. Just a bad call. It's just the refs are bad. That's why we made this shirt. Fuck the refs. Hoodie and shirts available over at Stay Tuned Sports Merch Store, bit.ly/Stay Tuned Merch. Link in the top of the chat or in the description below. Rivers hands off to Jonathan Taylor. That's going to be 3-yard run there down to the 24-yard line. Oh, that's a false start on the Colts. Saw that from a mile away. On that one, I'll say 14. 14 Hall of Famers. Oh, because it was a penalty? Was it going to be a 10-second runoff? Whatever. Either way, Colts have a timeout. Take a timeout. So 32 seconds now remaining. Colts facing 2nd and 12 from the 49ers 29. Rivers throws, caught by Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. Gets it down to the 21-yard line. Gain of about 8 yards. 3rd and 4 upcoming. Colts are going to take a timeout. Their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. My dad he bought me a VHS tape of, it was an NFL Films Super Sunday. And it ran through every Super Bowl from Super Bowl 1 to, at that time, the latest Super Bowl, which was Super Bowl 22, just to let you know how old I am. And I watched that thing ad nauseum. Rivers throws after getting under pressure, incomplete to Warren. It's going to be 4th and 4. Yeah, Rivers upset with himself. Upset. He didn't get enough of the old man step into it. Snap, hold, kick is up, and so the Colts are going to make it at least a 7-point game. Again, 17 seconds remaining. That's why that videotape, I was able to, I knew every Super Bowl matchup for years. I don't know if I could still do it. Let me see if I can still do it. Well, I'll wait till halftime to do it so that I don't screw up anything here. Oh, did I forget? Oh, I forgot to put it over to the Colts. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, the answer was 12, so I was fairly close. Miami had 8, and the Washington Redskins had 4. For the Dolphins, it was Bobby Beathard, Nick Bonacani, obviously Larry Zonka, Bob Greasy, Jim Langier, or Langier? I think it was Langier. Larry Little, Don Shula, Paul Warfield. There we go. For the Redskins, George Allen, clearly legendary head coach. Chris Hanberger, Sonny Jurgensen, baby, and Charlie Taylor. No, that's why they were the no-name D, because they were people that a lot of people didn't. The only one that anybody ever really knew was Bonacani. And they knew of him a lot because of his career afterwards going in television. Kickoff here. Niners return it to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, down to the 40-yard line with 11 seconds. Niners have 2 timeouts. Do you take a couple shots down there, see if you can get a long-ass field goal? Crafty says, yeah, they're the no-name defense. The Hall doesn't even know their name. Yeah. So with 11 seconds and 2 timeouts, can the 49ers get into field goal range close enough for Eddie Pinheiro to go ahead and get him back up by 10? Brock Purdy taking too much time. We're down to 5, 4, 3. It's going to be caught out of bounds. I mean, it's caught and then out of bounds. Stops the clock with 3 seconds remaining. So with 3 seconds left, they're going to try a super long-ass field goal here. Pinheiro's career long, I believe they said, was 59. This is going to be close to 64. Here we go, 64-yard attempt. Snap, hold. That kick is off the crossbar and no good. It just missed. Just didn't have the distance. And the 49ers go into halftime up 7 on the Indianapolis Colts, 24-17. The 49ers will get the ball first in the second half. Yes, Crafty, we got ourselves a doink. So let me see if I can remember. Because when I was a kid, I said I watched that Super Sunday VHS so much. Super Bowl 1, Packers-Chiefs, clearly. 2 was Packers-Raiders. 3 was Jets-Colts, obviously. 4 was Chiefs-Vikings. 5 was Cowboys-Colts. 6 was Cowboys-Dolphins. 7 was Dolphins-Redskins. 8 was Dolphins-Vikings. 9 was Vikings-Steelers. 10 was Cowboys-Steelers. 11 was Raiders-Vikings. 12 was Broncos-Cowboys. 13 was Steelers-Cowboys. 14 was Rams-Steelers. 15 was Raiders-Eagles. 16 was Bengals 49ers. 17 was Redskins Dolphins. 18 was Redskins Raiders. 19 was 49ers Dolphins. 20 was Bears Patriots. 21 was Giants Broncos. 22 was Redskins Broncos. 23 was Bengals 49ers. 24 was Yeah, 24 was Broncos 49ers. 25 was Giants Bills. 26 was Redskins Bills. 27 was Cowboys Bills. 28 was Cowboys Bills. 29 was 49ers Chargers. 30 was Cowboys Steelers. 31 was Packers Patriots. 32 was Packers Broncos. 33 was Broncos Falcons. 34 was Titans Rams. 35 was Giants Ravens. 36 was Patriots Rams. 37 was Raiders Buccaneers. 38 was Panthers Patriots. 39 was Eagles Patriots. 40 was Steelers Seahawks. 41 was Colts Bears. 42 was Giants Patriots. 43 was Steelers Cardinals. 44 was Colts Saints. 45 was Packers Steelers. 46 was Giants Patriots. 47 was 49ers Ravens. 48 was Broncos Seahawks. 49 was Patriots Seahawks. 50 was Broncos Panthers. 51 was Patriots Falcons. 52 was Patriots Eagles. 53 was Patriots Rams. 54 Oh yeah, no, I did the wrong score there. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's stuck at 20. You're right. Good call. Paul in the chat, our resident Colts fan, says, with this effort from Phillip Rivers, our defense right now is a joke. That is all. I'll tell you what, man. Phillip Rivers having a hell of a game, and it's a shame that things are happening right now. What's killing you right now is that fumble on the kickoff. That's what's killing. You can blame the defense or do something like that. Whatever. I don't know if I want to go that far, but definitely. Because Phillip Rivers, 14 of 21, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just a great game here from Phillip Rivers. Purdy, keeping pace with him, 13 of 17 for $165 and 3 touchdowns. It's been a fairly even game on both sides. The biggest turning point is the fumble on the kickoff. You can't do that, and that's why they, offense, defense, and special teams, man. It's all three. It's all three, and you have to be able to do that, and they didn't. Paul says that piece of crap, Abdullah, that fumbled out, that bastard, definitely changed the game. Paul's going to be calling for. Never mind. I was going to say something. Never mind. Paul says we need a stop and some turnovers. Here's the thing: if you're able to stop them on this opening drive in the first half, in the second half, if you're able to stop them there, you're right back in the game. You are right back in the game. So, I mean, this game is far from over. The Colts are showing a hell of a fight here. I'm very excited and happy to see that for them. Again, have faith, Paul. Have faith in your Colts. And listen, you guys got a pretty sketchy pass interference call too. On that last drive that you got you the field goal. So, you got to take the little favors we can get them. All right. You know what it means? It's halftime. Time for me to go check and see if I can make myself a nice cup of coffee real quick. If not, I'll be back here anyway. So I'll be back here, and it seems like about 5 minutes for the start of the half. The 49ers lead 24-17, currently over the Indianapolis Colts here on Monday Night Football. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you want to come into the chat and join us, join the community, it is open. You can do that for us. Oh, those ugly battle red uniforms that the Texans wore. Oh, those are god-awful. Okay, now here's the thing, and I'm going to say this, Crafty. sometimes I will use the coffee break at halftime to go take a pee. I don't think I've ever. I did the one time I shit before the show. I shit before the game. I think it was the Giants 1:00 game, and it hit like 12:45, and I got the rumble. I got the rumble into. I was like, ooh. Let me see if I can do something like this. And then it was a bit of a struggle session, if you will. Had a little bit of a Mao Zedong situation coming out of the butt. A little bit of a struggle session, and it was. I think I was like a minute or two late to the stream because we were having problems. We were having problems. But like during the streams, I don't think I've ever done. I've used it times like I've gone to pee during halftime. But I often just use the time to make coffee. Now this time I spent too much time rattling off Super Bowl matchups that I didn't have time to make the coffee. So it's gonna be this is gonna be the first coffeeless stream I think I've done in this season, at least probably since last year. Lloyd, you can say hamster. He's not fucking Voldemort. He was here. He exists. It's not like he stopped existing just because he's not in here anymore. You know, I got nothing bad to say about the guy. You know, he is what he is. You know, it's just he's not in here anymore. That's all. Getting ready here to start the second half. Kickoff is away. That's going to be taken at about the 5. Return to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Tackled at about the 35-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 36. Oh, we got some pushing. We got some shoving, but not a whole lot of loving between the Colts and the 49ers here. Lloyd says he still lurks. That's fine. That's fine. You could do. I know I've had a couple times where we've seen strange individuals come into the chat, you know, and it's just like, oh, yeah. Crafty says, a Giants game you were late for? Was the bigger shit in your toilet or on the TV? Crafty, goddamn it, you son of a bitch. You got me. 1st and 10, Brock Purdy over the middle, caught! First down, George Kittle, 49ers and Kittle. Starting right off, starting up where they left off there in the first half. 1st down and 10, down to the 49-yard line. That's a 15-yard gain on 1st down. Yeah, no, it's right. I'm going to be honest with you, Crafty. It was probably about equal that day. Kittle yelling at one of his teammates, saying, let's go. Handoff to McCaffrey. Gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him about a yard. 2nd and 9. Ooh, I should have made that coffee. See, I'm yawning. Should have made that coffee. That was a weird day, Lloyd. I'll say that. Like, that was just the weirdest day for a channel where, oh, that's going to be caught for no gain. Oh, bless me. Sorry, everybody. DeMarcus Robinson with the reception. They're going to give him a yard on that one. I don't know why. I didn't think he got anywhere on that one, but they're giving him a yard. 3rd and 8 coming up. It was just a weird situation. But that particular day, that situation where we had the Antifa people in here, or Antifa, whatever they want to call themselves. Brock Purdy throws. Oh, deep pass. That's going to be caught. And a 1st down by Jawan Jennings. 21-yard gain, and that puts it all the way down at the Colts' 26-yard line. Not what the Colts defense wanted to have happen, but here we are. But that was a weird. Oh, thank you very much, Crafty, for the blessing. Especially for us who had, like we don't do politics here. We're not political talk. We never said anything political, and then we just got invaded by the Antifa people. It was weird. George Kittle, he gets the reception. He's down all the way to the not 22. He's down. Where did they put him down at 4? They're down at the 4s where they marked him. It's a 22-yard pass, is what it was. So 22-yard pass to Kittle. 1st and goal for the 49ers from the 4. Crafty says there's no effing way Jimbo wasn't behind the Antifa incident. You think Jimbo was just going to other boards and being like, hey, listen, here's this guy. He's talking shit about Antifa. You guys should go raid his stream. No gain for McCaffrey on 1st and goal. 2nd down and goal coming up. Let's get a beautiful outside view there of Lucas Oil Stadium through their big giant window. Purdy running for his life. Running toward his life. Now just throws it out of bounds. Smart play by Brock Purdy. 3rd down and goal. Yes, Irish. I know. Yes, and that is what it is. But again, my whole point was that is like we never talked about any of that. There's no politics on this shit channel. We don't do anything. We don't promote or deny we talk football is what we do. Brock Purdy looks, throws, Juwan Jennings caught, touchdown 49ers. And that's going to put them up to 30 on the game. Extra point will make it 31, but the 49ers starting to pull away here. Oh, I forgot to fix the timeouts for the teams, too. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. 31 to 17. The 49ers lead over the Colts. Irish says, our most heated discussions are about uniform choices and logo. Yeah, that's what I mean. The most we've ever gotten here is talking about, I gotta tell you, I don't think those Houston Battle Red uniforms are good. What are you talking about? They got Satan horns. I like the bull horns. What do you mean? I like the Chargers dark uniforms. I like the powder blues. That's the depth of our conversation here. So the fact that we just had a random day out of nowhere where we had a group of people from Antifa come in here and start attacking us and the people in the chat, that was weird. It was a weird day. Entertaining day. It was an entertaining day. Because, and at first, because ELS just kept on banning him, and I was like, no, don't ban him. I was like, I want to find out why. I wanted to talk to him. I was like, what's going on? I want to be like, what the hell's going on? And, of course, none of them would talk. They just kept on saying, same random shit. It was like, all right, whatever. But I wanted to give him a chance. I didn't just want to toss him. I wanted to be like, whoa. Because now I was curious. I needed to find out. I wanted to know why. I was like, what's going on here? Why are you guys coming to this random sports channel that talks zero politics whatsoever and starting shit? Like, I didn't understand it. Weird day. It was a weird day. Irish says, I wish I was in here that day. It was an interesting day. It was one of the weird ones. It was just one of those weird days, man. And you get those. You get those weird days every now and then. And that's why I enjoy doing this, because you never know what day is going to, something weird like that's going to happen. It's just going to be like a new memory, baby. It just sticks right in there. Kick is away, and the Colts are going to get that at the 2. Return it to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and gets it just to the 35. He was building up some steam, was Owen. Crafty says, when they said no kings, they really meant it. I wonder if that was it. It was like, hey, come join King and watch the game along. And they're like, King? This is a no King's Day. I think it was no King's Day, too. So maybe that actually makes sense. Maybe that's why. 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Colts. Rivers hands off here to Jonathan Taylor, who gets no gain. 2nd and 10 from the 35 coming up here for the Colts. Oh, we got a flag down. Oh, personal foul on the 49ers. Diamador Lenore, my long-lost Lenore, got himself unnecessary roughness after the play was over, trying to punch the ball out from Jonathan Taylor. And they're going to say, no, can't do that. And so that's going to move the ball all the way to the 50, as 15 yards from the 35-yard line would indeed be 50. So from the Colts helmet at midfield, hand off to Taylor, and that's only going to be about a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 49 of the 49ers. Makes sense. The 49ers. The 49ers, 49. Pass down the middle, caught by Pittman. And they're going to say a catch and down. It looks like he fumbled it. Then the Niners are saying it wasn't a catch. And then the Colts jumped on it anyway. So even if it's a fumble, it's going to be a clear recovery. Yeah, that's a catch. And the shin's down. And the arm is down. And the elbow's down. It's down. That's a catch. Kyle Shanahan, why are you challenging that for, Shanahan? That's a clear catch. That's as clear as a catch as you're going to see. Well, the Niners just wasted a timeout. That's for sure. I could tell you that right now. Chris in the chat because of Lenore. Quoth the Niners, nevermore. Said my long lost. What was his name? Domodarius Lenore? Crafty wants to know, will we be seeing Snoop Huntley versus Malik Willis on Saturday? We'll see, because Malik's got an injured shoulder. So I don't know, because I'm going to be honest, I don't think Love's going to be ready with the concussion. Even if he gets cleared, like, unless you've had a concussion, you don't know what it's really like coming back from a concussion. And they could sit there and say, okay, you're clear for concussion. I remember this because my dad a couple years ago, he's a truck driver. And while he was, I think he was unstrapping when he was doing flatbed, he unstrapped one of his loads and he slipped, fell, and cracked his skull right off the ground, right off the ice. And you even ask him, he says, I remember slipping and then that's it. I don't remember. He doesn't remember anything for a very long period of time. And even I'm asking afterwards, like, how they do, because he had a very severe concussion, obviously, from cracking his skull off ice. He said it was like 2 months before he started to feel somewhat normal and less like foggy, less forgetting stuff, less things like that, And so I equate that when you look at what happens with these football players and the concussions, because it's like, for a lot of the concussions, it's like getting into like a car wreck or something like that nature. Even with the helmet on, it is shaking the fucking brain around in there. So, it's like a week or two after a concussion. And they're like, oh, you're good to go. You're ready to go out there. And it's like, are they? Like, are you really able? Like, it takes a lot longer than what you think. And I think only people who have experienced that really are like, know that. So I don't think Jordan Love's going to play this weekend. And then it's just going to be, does Malik Willis how's his shoulder hold up? And then who do the Packers get in as their backup? Because from what I understand, they don't have a third quarterback. By the way, yeah, that challenge was unsuccessful. Two-yard run by Taylor. 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Colts from the 33-yard line. Crafty says, hey, Shanahan's like, don't worry, I don't know how to manage the timeouts anyway. Downs in motion here. Rivers throws. That ball looked like it was tipped at the line. Incomplete. Warren was the intended receiver. 3rd and 7. Coming up here for the Colts. Crafty says LaFleur got Willis injured in that game on Saturday against the Bears. Rivers throws over the middle to Downs, incomplete. He had Stout all over his back, but there was no flag on that play. That was some Stout defense, if you will. And that's going to be 4th and 7 now for the Colts from the 32-yard line. And so let's see what happens here. Are they going to go for a field goal? They're going to go for it? They're going to try to push it? I don't know. Blake Gruppe Now, hold. That kick is up, and that is through. 3 points there for the Colts. 11-point game, 31-20 here with 8:16 remaining in the third quarter. 49ers will receive the kickoff coming up here. Let me see what's going. Let me see if I can find anything on. Like, this is where I would need ELS in here to tell me, like, hey, what's going on with Jordan Love? What's going on with Malik Willis? What's the latest you've heard in Packerland? Kenneth! Good to see Kenneth in the chat here. Says, hey, my friends, how is everybody doing tonight? I am doing good tonight. And let's go 49ers. Kenneth pulling for the 49ers here. Crafty says ELS disappeared like the Packers pass rush. Poor Micah. At least they said he had like a clean. It was like as clean of a tear as you can have on the ACL, so it should heal relatively well. And so they're looking at just like the straight 9-month recovery with no complications. So that's good. I mean, it's like I said before. I think it's the best case of a worst case scenario. 49ers get the ball at the 1, returning to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, down to the 31, 32-yard line. First and 10. It's going to be McCaffrey with a run. He gets about 7 yards going off the right tackle there. Second and 3 coming up from the 39-yard line. 7:48 and counting remaining here in the third quarter. Sorry, I punched the microphone. My name is King here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like anything that you're watching on this channel, I don't know why you would, but if you do, please go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let the world know that we exist. And, of course, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Christian McCaffrey bobbing and weaving for a first down and more. That's a 9-yard run for Christian McCaffrey. Down to the 48-yard line. The 49ers right there at the helmet at midfield. They should have painted the helmet at midfield black. They should have they should have done put a little effort there, Indianapolis. Come on. Purdy, play action. Throws down the field. Caught Juwan Jennings. That's going to be down at the 33-yard line. About a 19-yard pass down the field. First down. 49ers, and Brock Purdy is having himself one pretty good game. I'm not the only one who could do it, Crafty. Brock Purdy, 19 of 24, 246, and 4 touchdown passes. Jennings taking a breather on the sidelines here. Handoff here. Brian Robinson, the former Washington Redskin. He goes off the right tackle and then explodes for an 11-yard run. That's another first down to the Indianapolis Colts 22-yard line. Lloyd says he's still here in the chat. Great to see you, Lloyd. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Same with Crafty. Kenneth joining us in the chat as well. Irish in there with us. Thank you guys so much for joining and supporting the channel as you do. Handoff here on 1st and 10. Brian Robinson with a yard gain. 2nd and 9 upcoming. Kenneth wants to know, where's the rest of the gang at? It's a Monday. It's a Monday, Kenneth. So, people, got stuff to do. It's Christmas time as well. This is Christmas week. So maybe there's some people shopping, doing things like that. By the way, with the 1-yard run, it now is on the 21-yard line. See you later, Taylor. Love it. Love when you're on the screen. Taylor, hate to see her go, but love to watch her leave. 2nd and 9 for the Niners. Purdy in shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws, and there appears to be some miscommunication. Incomplete. 3rd down and 9 from the 21 for the 49ers. Can the Colts hold the 49ers to a field goal attempt? So here we go, 3rd and 9. Brock Purdy throws. That's going to be caught down to the 20, but it's going to be 4th and 7. Actually, they're going to move it to the 19. Doesn't matter, 4th and 7. So for the San Francisco 49ers, Kittle comes limping off the field. To make it a full 2-touchdown lead again for the 49ers. Snap, hold, kick up is good. 34-20. The 49ers lead by 14 over the Indianapolis Colts. 4:02 remaining here in the third quarter on Monday Night Football. Here on Stay Tuned Sports, it's your boy King hanging out with you on this night. Thank you so much for joining us here. Pecan with the Taylor heart in the chat because we had the ball on a 22. That was nice. Crafty says the Colts gave up 2 first-rounders for this shit. Wait, who'd they get? What, for Sauce Gardner? Well, Sauce is hurt. Yeah, that's the problem. And like they said, they made that trade for Sauce Gardner, and they've been 1 for 4 since the trade deadline. So sometimes it works out. Sometimes you go all in and it works out. Sometimes you go all in and it doesn't. You just you never know. You never know how it's going to go. Lloyd in the chat says, yo. Crafty says, Rivers be like, getting effed by my D. It's like I never left. To be fair, looking at all the children that Phillip Rivers has, he's often effing with the D more than getting effed by the D, but I can't believe that. The Jim Mora playoff rant was 2001. Why does that feel like it was like 1992 to me? Colts are going to kneel this down in the end zone for a touchback, and they'll take over at the 35-yard line. I don't know. Just time is an illusion. Time isn't real. Time is, and I honestly think that's true. Like time as we conceive of it, as we kind of understand it here as part of our reality, doesn't exist. Time is a completely relative thing, completely and utterly connected to the fabric of space. That's why it's called space-time, and thus connected to different gravitational fields. And like time moves and bends and shapes just like anything else, and can fold back in on itself. And it's just one of those things when you stop and think about it, really from a physics standpoint, it gets your head into knots. It's really crazy, and that's kind of one of those things I do when I get into my existential crises. I think about that and just start going in and all that stuff. But man, when you start seeing stuff like that, and it's like, oh yeah, that was only this many years ago, or this was only 20. That's like, oh, that's 24 years ago, and it's like, yeah, but it also seems like it was like 40 years ago, or something that was 20 years ago seems like it was 2 days ago. Like time isn't real. Time is an illusion. Time doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. Reality isn't reality. And there was a goddamn cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. These are all the things I know and assume. By the way, we are facing a 3rd and 2 now with the Indianapolis Colts on their own 43-yard line. We got there with 2 Jonathan Taylor runs, one of 3 yards on first down and 5 yards on second down. Kenneth wants to know, when is the next stream if I'm not doing any of the NFL games? Well, the next stream I'll be doing is obviously the countdown will be tomorrow. Abdullah gets the catch and a first down for the Colts. Abdullah, of course, is the one who fumbled on the kickoff in the first half. Let me see, because actually it might be, hold on, it might be before this, so hold on, let me see. Because we have the Thursday. So Saturday's games, I'm probably going to end up doing, I'm doing probably Ravens-Packers, and I'll probably do Texans-Chargers as well on Saturday. Because I'll be home for that. I won't be doing any of the Christmas games. So Christmas is, and I don't know if I'd want to do them anyway. Those are garbage games. Texans, Chargers, that might be good. Ravens, Packers could be interesting. So I'll probably do those. And I see Kittle limping. And he limped off on the last series, and now he's appears to be injured here. And now Bethune is injured on the turf here for the 49ers. Tatum Bethune, linebacker for the 49ers. He's able to get up and jog off, so he seems to be okay. 2nd and 2 from the 45-yard line of the 49ers here. Good luck next month, Lloyd. I don't know why, but good luck. Michael Pittman catches it, but then falls down, but is not able to gain any further yards. That's a negative play there. Negative 1 yard there to Michael Pittman Jr. So 3rd and 3 coming up. 1:15, 1:14, 1:13 remaining here in the third quarter of Monday Night Football. Oh, you haven't surgery? Well, what are you getting surgery on? I mean, I understand that every now and then, you reach an age and some guys do have to get the penile implants, and that happens. That's fine. I understand that. But I think it's a routine procedure enough that you'll be all right, man. So don't worry about it. You'll be good. Jonathan Taylor gets a 3-yard gain on 3rd and 3, and that's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down for the Colts. That's a sweet earth, you might say. Round. Ooh, the wisdom teeth. Ooh, yeah, the dental stuff. That's not great. As somebody who has some dental history. Yeah, no, it's not great. Best of luck, brother. Best of luck. Last play of the third quarter here. Handoff to Taylor. Almost got away from a couple of tackles, but he's finally stopped. Only 1 yard gain. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter, with the San Francisco 49ers leading the Indianapolis Colts by 14, 34-20. Ladies and gentlemen, since it is now the fourth quarter, you know what you got to do. You know what we always do. When you look on the sidelines at a football game, when you're there live and you see the players and the coaches on the sideline, when that whistle hits and it goes from the third quarter to the fourth quarter, you'll see everybody on the sidelines. They're standing up there with their 4 fingers in the air. Does that mean they're part of the 4 horsemen with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson? Is that what that means? No. Larry Zbyszko? No! Has nothing to do with that. It has to do that they're there, that they're going to give effort for all 4 quarters. And you know what? We give an effort for all 4 quarters right here on Stay Tuned Sports. And I want to thank you for giving your effort for all 4 quarters here on this stream. If you're here for all 4, if you're giving your effort for all 4, same as me, if you're in that chat room giving your effort for all 4 quarters, get that 4 up in the chat. Let me know it. Let the world know it that you are here for all 4 on these games that we cover here. Monday night, Thursday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights, any of the playoffs, anything that we do here, you're here for all 4. Thank you so very much. As we see, Irish in the chat's got the Roman numeral 4 up there. Lloyd does his superscript for Pecan. He's got the 4 in there. Crafty will often do the emoji. He's a big fan of the emoji 4s. However you want to get the 4s up there. You want to do 4 tally marks. Do whatever you want. But get the 4s up there and show that you are dedicated to all 4 quarters. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports for this Monday Night Football. Week 16 is now almost over. We're 1 quarter away from the end of Week 16, which means we have got 2 more weeks of NFL football left. That is it. That is all we have. Then it's over. Dennis, we got the playoffs, and we know that's all stuff, but we've come and gone with another season, and it just seems like yesterday. Like I talked about, time not being real. It just seems like yesterday we were doing the countdown from 100 days, counting down to the season, counting down, and now here we are, and we're almost done with it. Time's a bitch, and it's also an illusion. It's an illusionary bitch. And it sucks, but here we are. Damn, Phillip Rivers and Brock Purdy putting on a show tonight. Phillip Rivers, 18 of 27, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Purdy's 20 of 26 for 248 and 4 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns between them, 448 yards between them. Hell of a show. So here we go. 2nd and 9. Phillip Rivers throws. Caught! That's going to be Tyler Warren down to about the 25. They're going to mark him actually at the 23. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Lloyd in the chat says, what do you do during the offseason? I'm going to have to figure something out. Because last offseason, me and Jimbo just kind of stopped. And it killed any kind of momentum that the channel had. So I'm going to have to figure out something to do. Whether it's doing hockey games on here, which I kind of want to do anyway. Hell, I might live stream some curling if I can. Because I love that shit. Any one of those things. Yeah, got hockey. Obviously, the draft, when it comes around, we'll do some of that. Might do some March Madness games. Gotta try to keep busy, keep up. Like, I don't want to do baseball because I hate baseball, but you have a Yankees pennant behind you. Yeah, but I like baseball for the first 2 weeks in April, and I like baseball for the end of September and the playoffs. That slog in the middle, that June, July, August time for baseball is just fucking kill me. God, it's the worst. Snowman in the chat says, Snowman, checking in. Great to see you, Snowman. Thank you so much. Which I says, Snowman Raid. There we go. Mo Alley Cox. He gets the reception down there. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1 for the Colts. Thank you for the raid, Snowman. Thank you for the raid, Kenneth. Much appreciated. Much love. Thank you guys so very much. So 2nd and goal from the 1. That's a handoff to Taylor, and that's going to be a touchdown, Indianapolis Colts. And they now jump up to 26 points, an extra point away from making it 27-34. Only being down 1 touchdown in this game. Ooh, we're going to have a good one here on Monday night. I can feel it in the bones, baby. Feel it in the bones. Diabetes is killing your bones. Killing my bones, anyway. As what my niece Ashley used to say, anyway. Snap, hold, kick, up, gut. And it's a 7-point game there. The San Francisco 49ers leading the Indianapolis Colts 34-27 right here on Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for another great NFL game here. We've had a lot of great ones this week, starting on Thursday. We had one on Saturday. Last night was a good one between the Patriots and the Ravens, and now we're having a pretty decent game here. High-scoring affair. Not what you would call a cagey affair. This is definitely a high-scoring affair. Dare I say a shootout. 34-27. Niners leading the Colts. Can the Colts defense get a stop and get the Colts the ball with a chance to tie the game here in the fourth quarter? We're going to find out coming up momentarily. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you'd like to help this channel, there's a couple free ways you can do that. If you like anything about this channel, anything on this channel, this beautiful, handsome face right here, baby, how you doing? You can go ahead and hit that like button. I believe it helps us. I don't know what it actually does with the algorithm. I'm not one of those YouTube nerds that goes behind the scenes and knows all the inner workings and what the algorithm does. No idea. I think it helps. I don't think it could hurt. So hit that like button. Help your brother out here. It would be a fantastic idea to do. Another way to help us out, let people know that we exist. Let the world know that this channel here exists. Stay Tuned Sports is an actual thing. Hit that share button. you can help do that, and that would be much appreciated. And, of course, as always, if you're here for the first time or if you're here for the 50th time and you just haven't decided to hit that subscribe button yet, please, if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out in a little bit more direct fashion, you can do that over at our donation station and our merch store. Links for both in the top of the chat and in the description below this video. Donation station right now is still Buy Me a Coffee. I know I was getting some feedback from people in our community and in the chat room that said, hey, really hard and difficult because Buy Me a Coffee doesn't accept PayPal. They don't accept Venmo. They don't do any of that. It'd be a lot easier if you just went to Patreon. So probably going to switch the donation station over to Patreon. If I do that, when I do that, I will let you guys know so that you know that Patreon is now the way to do so. Hey, Red Panda was at the game. All right, go Red Panda. And, sorry, I got distracted by Red Panda. Red Panda's awesome. And as far as the merch store, yeah, bit.ly/stay tuned merch. That's bit.ly/stay tuned merch. Got a bunch of shirts, bunch of hoodies, everything in there, including, of course, the favorite, Fuck the Refs, comes pre-pixelated, so you won't break any obscenity laws, but people will know exactly what you're talking about and agree with you, because everybody knows Fuck the Refs. Hoodies and t-shirts available over at bit.ly/stay tuned merch, or the link in the top of the chat or in the description below. So on the kickoff, the 49ers get it up to the 30, but no farther. And let's see if the Colts can finally get a defensive stop here against the 49ers, who have not punted all night. Not a single punt. And I think the Colts only punted once. So first and 10. Brock Purdy back. Looks, throws over the middle. Caught. Juwan Jennings with the catch. That's going to be a 17-yard pass up to the 47-yard line. First and 10, 49ers. I guess the Colts defense also has decided to just not show up, taking a day off here on Monday. It is a Monday. It's Christmas week, you know. A lot of things happening, a lot of things doing. Purdy and shotgun. Hands off to CMC. CMC gets it into Colts territory down at the Indianapolis 48. That's going to be good for about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up here for the 49ers. Pitch out to McCaffrey. That's going to be close. They're going to mark him about a yard short of the first down. 4 yards out of bounds goes Christian McCaffrey. Boy, they're marking him. He's about an inch short. It really is 3rd and inches. Pecan in the chat says, hey, why don't you, what about being a life lessons and motivational speaker during the offseason? Because, oh no, Christian McCaffrey breaks loose as he's down to the 25-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. Oh no. Nope, down to the 20. I'm sorry. That's the 20-yard line. 24-yard run for number 23, Christian McCaffrey, the old CMC. Yeah, Pecan in the chat says, what about life lessons and motivational speaker during the offseason? Like, how am I? What? Hi, ladies and gentlemen. You want to get motivated by a guy who has 17 cents in his Chime banking account? You know what kind of a loser you have to have a Chime account? And you know how much of a loser you have to have 17 cents in that Chime account? Let me motivate you so you'll never be like this guy. Like, is that what we're talking about here, Pecan? I ain't motivating nobody for shit. The only thing I'm motivating people to do when they look at me is go the other way. Brian Robinson had a 1-yard run there on first down, 2nd and 9 coming up here. And the 49ers are going to have to use their second timeout as they couldn't get the play call in. So the 49ers now down to 1 timeout in a close game with 9:18 remaining. They have a touchdown lead. They're down at the 19-yard line of the Colts. So we're going to see how this kind of works out here. So here we go, 2nd and 9 from the 19. Actually, it's really more like the 20. I don't know why they're saying 19. Brock Purdy looks, throws. Incomplete. He was looking for Brian Robinson out of the backfield. Does not get him. 3rd and 9. Can the Colts hold San Francisco to a field goal attempt here? San Francisco would attempt to make it a 10-point game. Third and 9. Niners have to get to the 10. Purdy throws over the middle. Caught. Jawan Jennings. 1st and goal for the 49ers. This Colts team just cannot stop this 49ers passing attack whatsoever. They just can't do it. And now it's starting to look more and more like that. That fumble on the kickoff really screwed the Colts here. That really is the difference in this game. Pitch back to McCaffrey. McCaffrey bounces around and going to lose a yard on that play. 2nd and goal from the 9. Kenneth says, maybe give some shout-outs about other people's channels. Kenneth, if I get enough... See, here's the thing. Shouting out other people's channels works when you have a large enough audience to where that can make a difference. And this is not saying anything about you guys. I mean, I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. You guys have been supporting me this entire time, and I love everything about you guys. But like doing raids or like shouting out other people or doing anything like that, this channel's just too small right now for that to be. Because then otherwise it just sounds like I'm trying to get a rub from somebody else and say it. You know, the only other channels I really mention on here are like Tom Grossi and Perna, and that's not to get a rub. That's just because they are the biggest guys right now, and they're kind of a reference point for other parts of media and things like that when you're trying to talk or reference something. I saw this on, I heard this from, things like that. That could be a good touchdown. Niners didn't challenge it. 3rd and goal. Niners look, throw. Doesn't matter. It's a touchdown anyway to CMC. And this game is, as long as this is just what's happening, the Colts can't stop them. And to be fair, the Niners are having a real hard time stopping the Colts too. But the Niners have been able to stop the Colts once to a field goal and once on a punt. And that's that and getting the fumble on the kickoff. That's the 3 big keys in this game so far. 1 punt, 1 field goal. Extra point is up. Extra point is good, and that's going to be 41-27. Back to a 2-touchdown lead. And I don't know, maybe that's just me, Kenneth. Maybe just the thing is just I don't think that we are at a level yet here on Stay Tuned Sports as a channel to like start shouting out people like that. Again, like I said, it almost feels disingenuous to do that when we have 270 subscribers. I would like to wait till at least we get 1,000. And then, once we start working from there, maybe that's something we can do. If we're able to grow to that, if that's something we can ever reach or ever achieve, I would love to do that. But like I said, for now, being as small as we are, it would just feel weird and disingenuous to me to be like, hey guys, go give a shout out to this channel and go watch these guys. It's like, someone's going to look at it and say, you have nobody watching you. You have like 5 people in your chat. You have 5 concurrent viewers, and you have 270 subscribers. Like, who do you think you are? Like, that kind of thing. And I want to avoid that. I just, I want to avoid any sort of drama or noise or nonsense that I know can happen around on this platform and things like that. So Lloyd in the chat says, I think it's safe to say that the Colts lost this game. I mean, it's not completely lost. There's still 7 minutes and 37 seconds. I've seen weirder shit happen, but it's going to take like a turnover. It's going to take a quick score, a turnover, or something like that. Like it's gonna have to have something change here. Pecan in the chat says Seattle versus San Francisco shaping up to be epic. You ain't kidding, brother. You ain't lying. There's a lot of good games next week. If you look at it, like the Christmas games, the Christmas games suck. Saturday, I think, are 2 good games. Texans Chargers, I think, is good. Irish, I know, is going to like that one because I'm going to be watching the Texans. Ravens Packers, I think, is good. Then on Sunday, it depends on what happens here with the Colts. Jaguars Colts, that could be nothing based on this. Or, I mean, I don't know if the Colts are officially eliminated if they lose here, but I don't think it's good. I think they might be eliminated from winning the division. I don't know if they're fully eliminated yet, but they might be, though. I have no idea. Seahawks Panthers has a chance to be good. Eagles Bills could be good. Bears 49. Oh, we've got a big return. All the way down to the San Francisco 41. Oh, if he could have kept his feet. We got a flag down, though. Son of a bitch. Always a big, good play, and then it's always a flag. Two flags. Two holding calls. So that goes all the way back to the 20. So instead of having it in San Francisco territory, Bears 49ers is going to be good. Oh no! Rivers fumbles the ball. That's back at the 5. Colts do recover it, but that's a massive loss. Oh no. Oh no. Rivers gets hit as he was throwing. He fumbled it. So that's a sack
But
fumble.
too bad your ass got sacked.
So it's now back. It's now 2nd and 25 at the 5-yard line. Incomplete pass on 2nd down, 3rd and 25. Irish says that the Colts, with a loss today, can still get in if they win their last 2 games and the Texans lose their last 2 games. By the way, the Colts' last 2 games are against the leaders in the AFC South, the Jaguars, and then they finish up with the Texans. Texans, they have to play, as I mentioned, for the Chargers and then the Colts, so we'll see. Phillip Rivers throws, deep ball. He was looking for downs and cannot connect to him. 4th and 25 from their own 5. 6:32 remaining. Colts have to punt. I forgot to take the sacked thing off. Sorry. I thought it was an automatic thing where it came down. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Let me see if I can do that. Kick is up and away. 49ers get it at their 40, oh, boy. Almost clothesline to death, and that's going to be down at the 44-yard line of the Colts. Niners set up in good position there. That fumble, that sack fumble all the way at the back was bad. Let me see if this works. Hold on.
But too bad your ass got
Nobody got
sacked.
sacked. Don't worry about it. Nobody got sacked. Okay. Oh, damn. That's jarring though. I wish it wouldn't pop off like that. I wish it would just fade out. That's the problem. I got to figure that out. A little bit of pushing and shoving. First and 10 for the Niners as they're looking to close this one out. 6:20 remaining. Pitch back here to CMC. He's going to dance for 2 yards, a yard maybe. They're going to give him a yard. 2nd and 9 down to the 43-yard line. I figured as much there, Irish. Yeah, if the Colts lose this game, the division is out of hands. They're eliminated from winning the AFC South. Which is a shame, man. You look like 5-6 weeks ago. It's like, man, Colts can really get some stuff done. And then the Daniel Jones injury. They they made the trade deadline. Since the trade deadline, Daniel Jones got injured. I'm not saying that had anything to do with him, ripping his Achilles. I'm just saying he gets injured. Sauce Gardner, who they traded for, doesn't do anything, and he gets injured. And it's been a second half nightmare for the Colts when the first half of the season seemed like a dream. The first 8 games seemed like, wow, this is going to be a special year for the Colts. The last 8 games have have not been great. Third and 6 for the Niners from the 41. Snap. Purdy back. He throws. That's going to be caught. Jake Tonjes with the reception. Did he? Yeah, that's a catch. And that's a first down. Clock keeps ticking. 4:52 remain. Oh, it's not ticking. Never mind. Oh, yeah, because it's just past the 5 o'clock. The 5-minute mark. So, out of bounds. Clock stops. 4:52 remaining. Snap by Purdy. Hands off to CMC. That's going to be a loss of 2. And the Colts are going to take a timeout. Irish in the chat says, seeing the Colts collapse, as a Texans fan, I've enjoyed it. I'm sure you have. As, again, it's kind of been a reverse of the Colts season, whereas the Colts started off great and have fallen off. The Texans started out as ass cheeks and have had a second-half renaissance, especially with their defense, and now find themselves in a very good spot here. With a chance to really go, to the playoffs. Intercepted by the Colts. It might be a little too little, a little bit too little, too late. Phillip Rivers on 1st and 10. Throws. Good for 9 yards to Pittman. 2nd and 1 at the 38. Their own 38. 4:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Smoke it if you got it. Throws. Pierce catches that. Down to the 29-yard line of the Niners. 33-yard pass from Rivers to Pierce, and that's going to be a first down for the Colts. I don't think that's a Bover throw. I think he put that right on the... Well, Purdy had a Bover throw, yeah. Oh, and it's intercepted by the Niners. And this one's going back for 6. Rivers tried, I think, forcing it. He got a little too much. Pick 6. And now the Colts are facing it. It is now a field goal, extra point away from being a 3-touchdown game. Pecan in the chat says Mac Jones needs to lead his own team. I think he's gonna. I think he'll get somewhere. I think he's gonna go somewhere in the offseason. I don't think there's a doubt about that. I really don't. Oh, they didn't even show the extra point, but apparently it did go through. 48-27. And Paul can't be having a good time. It was looking good in this game in the first half, despite some of the mistakes. And it's like, hey, they still had a real chance here. But I think it was clear the defense for the Colts didn't show up. They needed just a stop. They needed one stop earlier on, get a punt, do something. But the 49ers offense, outside of the one Brock Purdy interception, which then got immediately answered by the 49ers defense and brought back for a touchdown to seal this game. Crafty's like, the NFL scriptwriters were like, dang, we had everything set up for that. Hi, Papa J. How you doing? You enjoy your movie? You finished it? No. Yeah, he tried to force it into Warren. And Winters just took that and said, oh, that's mine. Thank you. And so they've taken out Phillip Rivers, down 3 touchdowns with 326. They've put in a rookie from Notre Dame, Riley Leonard. They've pitched back to Goodson. Going to be good for 6 yards. 2nd and 4 upcoming here as the Colts have waved the white flag. Yeah, Crafty in the chat says Rivers Day is over. Yes, it is. Daniel Jones up in the booth. Really, I think a lot of the season ended when his Achilles popped. Handoff to Goodson again. That's good for 3 yards. 3rd and 1 upcoming. There's Richardson, who still has the... I think his career is in jeopardy, really, with the orbital bone. I'll be honest. Lloyd in the chat says this Colts team shit the bed. Like I said, I think they hit a little bit of a struggle in the middle of the season, but it looked like they were coming out of it. It really did. And then when Daniel Jones got hurt and the Achilles popped on him, just it felt like his Achilles popped and the Colts balloon popped. It was just what it was. No gain on 3rd and 1. It's going to be 4th and 1 coming up here. We've hit the 2-minute warning. Well, look at it. Like, you can't, like, Phillip Rivers, you can't sit there and say he had a bad game. Like, look at that. Phillip Rivers, 23 of 35, 2 touchdowns and a pick for 277. Purdy was 25 of 34, 5 touchdowns, a pick, and 295. Like, to me, it almost feels like there's a little bit of difference just based on defense. Because here's the thing. I don't think the 49ers defense played particularly well this game either. The Colts put up 27 points. You put up 27 points, you should win a game. And if you don't, you have a bad defense. That's the legitimate part of this. I mean, that's how when I grew up, that was kind of the understood rule. I think it used to be 24. You scored 24 points in a game, you should win that game. And if you don't, you got to work on your defense. Colts got to do some work on their defense. Will Chris Ballard be the general manager that will help them work on their defense? We'll find out in the offseason. We'll find out if the Colts make wholesale changes. We'll see if they make small changes. We'll see if they keep Daniel Jones. We'll see. We're going to see a lot. But I think this season honestly was a surprise for a lot of Colts fans and for just people around the NFL because we didn't think much of the Colts this year. I know a lot of people didn't think Daniel Jones was going to do anything. I did because I always believe in Daniel Jones. I believe in Daniel Jones. I still believe in Daniel Jones. You can buy your Danny Dimes blend coffee, by the way, over at bit.ly/stay tuned merch. We have our Danny Dimes blend of Stay Tuned Sports Coffee, which is available for you to purchase right now, so you can have a nice cup of coffee, as you sit there and watch us cover these games. I really do think I think Daniel Jones will be back there. I hope he is anyway. He deserves a starting spot in the NFL. I think he's proved that beyond a shadow of the doubt. And also, I'm glad he did too because fuck the Giants and the Giants organization as a whole. He needed that, and I think that's overall a good thing. So we'll see here. 2-minute warning. Colts obviously going to go for it on 4th and 1. Throw incomplete on 4th and 1. Turnover on downs. Niners can just kneel this sucker out. And that is what they are going to do. They had a 34% chance to make the playoffs in the preseason. In Week 8, like I said, halfway through the season, they were 98% to make the playoffs. And now, tonight, after this loss, it'll be just 5%. Kneeled down by Purdy. Just a couple more of those. Or is that Purdy? No, they put in Mac Jones to kneel down, huh? Crafty says, are the 3 best teams in the NFC all from the same division? I have them as such. In my let's go over to the board. Last week I had the Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, and then 49ers. This week, obviously, this is going to get changed up because of that. We have the Patriots come back win, and we have the Niners winning here. And the Jaguars, who else in the NFC comes close to the NFC West teams right now? I have the Bears. They're probably going to move up. But it's the NFC West. The NFC West runs the NFC.
Got sacked.
I didn't hit you, sacked thing. It's not a sack. He's just kneeling on the ball. Damn it! Don't you hate when you hit a button that you didn't mean to hit? But yeah, there we go. We are down to 3rd and 12 now. It's the final kneel down, and the game is over. The Colts have lost to the 49ers. The score was 48-27. And the Colts are almost eliminated from the playoffs. Not yet, though. Again, the Texans have a game against the Chargers in next week on Saturday. So that's going to be a big game. And who are the Colts playing again? I think they're playing the Jaguars. So the Colts have to beat the Jaguars. Their bugaboo team. Can they do that? I don't know. But they have to beat them. And then they have to beat the Texans on the last game of the year. And the Texans have to lose to the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles next week, or it's all over. So that's what we're looking at now for the Colts. Is it over? No. Is it almost over? Yes. But it's not completely over. So there's still time. If I'm a Colts fan, yes. This sucks. Would have been a lot better if you won. But it's not over yet. Don't give up hope. That's what I'll say. Irish, I'm not going to be here Thursday for the Christmas games. I'll be here tomorrow for the countdown. If you want to watch that with us, we'll be here for that. But I'll be here Saturday for those for the Saturday games. And I certainly hope that you'll join us for that as well. Crafty said, you had to get that in there one last time. I didn't mean to, Crafty. I didn't mean it. I just hit the button wrong. But again, thank you guys so much for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you for watching us all week, from Thursday to Saturday to yesterday and now today. You guys are great. You guys have been fantastic in your support, and I cannot thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for watching along here as the 49ers beat the Colts. If you liked any part of this particular show, this channel, me, anything, go ahead, hit that like button. Helps us out tremendously. Hit that share button. Let the world know that we exist. That's always a good positive as well. And, of course, if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on the great and glorious platform known as YouTube. Crafty says that the Bills, Chargers, and Jaguars now have all secured a playoff spot with this Colts loss. So there's a little bit of news for you as well. Also, by the way, if you do want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below this video. So until tomorrow night, when I'll be hitting you with the countdown of our top 12 NFL power ranked teams, plus our Booty Cheeks 5, which I think is going to get shaken up a little bit as well. Got to shake them booty cheeks up. Until then, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Have a great rest of your Monday evening, ladies and gentlemen.